Cristiano Ronaldo hits the back of the net whilst Douglas Costa hits his opposition. Zlatan Ibrahimovic reaches 500 goals in typical Zlatan style. Has there ever been a one-man team quite like Crystal Palace? And is Eden Hazard good enough to win the Ballon d'Or? That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as after a week's holiday spent getting nail polish off my fingers, I'm your host Matt Froelich, you are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. So let's start with the ups and downs that Juventus fans faced over the weekend. First off, there was some good news as Cristiano Ronaldo opened his account for his new side, banging in 2 goals. However, and rather unusually when Ronaldo scores, this wasn't the main talking point of the game. Instead, it was Douglas Costa, who got one of the craziest red cards you'll ever see this season, who stole all the headlines. First off, he threw an elbow at Sassuolo midfielder Federico Di Francesco. He then went in for a headbutt right in front of the referee, which somehow only earned him a yellow card, and to finish it all off, he went and spat in his face, which only got him a red card after VAR intervened. My question is, how did he not get one earlier? Fair enough, if the referee didn't see the first one, then VAR should have. The second one was a headbutt in front of his face, and lastly, he literally spat in the guy's face. I don't understand, and to be honest, I don't even know what kind of ban Douglas Costa could get for what was potentially 3 red card offences. All I know is we won't be seeing him in the Juventus shirt for quite some time, but with Ronaldo finding his feet in Serie A, doesn't really matter. But away from the madness for just 1 second and to the record-breaking antics of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He really is the gift that keeps on giving. If he doesn't have a full-length feature film in Hollywood in the next few years, I'll be pretty disappointed. The self-proclaimed god of goals smashed in his 500th career goal over the weekend with some sort of spinning, hooking, roundhouse type kick, which shows that he's obviously a massive fan of Chuck Norris and Shawn Michaels. But that's nothing compared to the amount of fans that adore Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which was evident after the game, not only as Twitter went into absolute overdrive, but also outside the stadium, where one child was lucky enough to have his forehead signed by Ibrahimovic. Only he would do that. And to top it off, of course, there was another great quote from Zlatan in his post-match press conference, where after his spat with Toronto midfielder Michael Bradley, he said that he seems to think he's a football philosopher. I've got more goals than he played games, so he should play by my rules. Of course, what a genius. So with his 17th goal in 18 MLS games, you could say that Zlatan Ibrahimovic is carrying LA Galaxy. But moving on to someone else who carries their team, and no one is more of a one-man team than Crystal Palace. What on earth would they do without Wilfried Zaha? Over the weekend, he was yet again the match winner for the Eagles as they defeated Huddersfield 1-0. So what can the opposition do to stop him? Well, injure him. It sounds a bit harsh, but that's pretty much what they're doing. He faced 4 terrible tackles over the weekend, only one of which was yellow carded. He himself threw a dirty challenge in there as well, probably out of frustration. But is this fair on him, or can we flip the argument the other way after Zaha complained about a lack of protection from the referees? He is their best player and he will see more of the ball, and with his incredible quick feet, he's more likely to draw mistimed tackles than anyone else on the pitch. So it only adds up that the likes of him, Hazard, Sterling and Mane are the most fouled in the Premier League. It's true that the defenders will have a few kicks and tricks up their sleeve to stop a skillful opposition attacker. But do we penalise every single foul and make laws even tougher on tackles? Or does Zaha just kind of get on with it and deal with the fact that he's a pretty good footballer? In some way, it's kind of a backhanded compliment. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. So from one player constantly fouled to another who is equally important to his team, and it's Chelsea's Eden Hazard. Over the weekend, he bagged a hat-trick in what was another scintillating performance for him, but why isn't he involved in the debate with the likes of Neymar, Messi and Ronaldo when it comes to Europe's best? Could he really win a Ballon d'Or? I mean, he's got incredible energy, skill, pace, trickery and one hell of a footballing brain. But is it because that Chelsea don't win enough or that Belgium don't win enough that he's not involved in that conversation? For me, I think Hazard's absolutely fantastic, should definitely be involved when it comes to the race for individual awards, but only if his team start winning more silverware in the meantime. This means that Chelsea will have to get back into the Champions League and can't really be competing in the Europa League, even if they do win it. It's probably the same reason why Griezmann isn't really up there either. That's all from me for today. Make sure you click here to check out all the rest of the videos that we've got coming up on OneFootball as the Champions League is beginning this week. Make sure you like the button down below and smash the subscribe button if you're new around here. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.